Today we're going to be continuing on with our sentences and fragments practice. Today we're going to be looking at recognizing fragments in dialogue. So we need to start with what exactly is dialogue, and these are the things that we have someone saying in our sentence, and they're normally written with quotation marks around them. So in the sentence I have here at the very top, I'm tired is what Retna announced. The I'm tired is what she's saying, so we have that in quotation marks. Then you'll notice we have a comma to show that we need to pause there before we get on to the tagline here, and then a period at the end. Remember, a sentence has to have a subject, a verb, and it needs to be a complete thought. It shouldn't leave you wondering what else is going on. Fragments are groups of words that don't express a complete thought. So that's what we were looking at in that very first bubble of this practice. So here if we have a period and then she said period, we're saying she said right here is a sentence and it is not. She said, we don't know what she said. It's an incomplete thought. That's another reason why we have the comma connecting these as one sentence. So you'll notice in these examples that that's what's going on in each of these. So as we go through, we were going to want to make sure that these sentences are punctuated correctly and aren't causing any fragments. So here we have the sentence, let's go to the zoo tomorrow, suggested Gary the snail. Excitedly, excuse me. Our let's go to the zoo tomorrow is a complete thought. We have a comma before we get to our tagline or our suggested Gary the snail excitedly, so this one is punctuated correctly. This one says, I prefer baby carrots, explained Sheldon Plankton. We are connecting them with a comma and we have a period at the end, so this one is also punctuated correctly. Now this one, however, is incorrect because we have one sentence, we have finally solved the puzzle. Harry Potter announced jumping to his feet. If we just said Harry Potter announced jumping to his feet, we don't know what he's announcing. It's leaving us with questions. It's an incomplete thought. So these two needed to be joined together with a comma here and not a period. So this one causes a fragment there at the very end. No one is here yet, he observed, standing in the empty auditorium. This one is exactly like the one that preceded it. So we've got he observed standing in the empty auditorium. We don't know what he observed. So this needed to be a comma, and on this one we wouldn't want he to be capitalized. So this one is a fragment as well. Now moving on to our next topic, we're going to look at sentences with pronouns as the subjects. Now, remember that pronouns are words that can replace a noun. So instead of saying Mary, you could say she. So we're going to go through, looks like this has given us that exact same lesson on fragments versus sentences, and work on a couple of these. Robin Scherbatsky was sweaty after her soccer game. This one is a complete sentence. We have our subject, what was going on. It doesn't leave us with any questions. We know when she was sweaty, so this one's a complete sentence. It is almost time to watch Karen Filippelli's TV interview. This again is a complete sentence. Our it is our pronoun on this one, but we're not left with any questions. Here we have she and I, both of these being pronouns, but we don't know what these two people are doing. So this one here is a fragment. We were sore from laughing so hard at Sauron's joke. This one's a complete sentence, makes perfect sense. The evil robot and Jim Halpert, we just have two subjects here. There's no verb. It's not a complete thought. This one's a fragment. His best friends, again, we don't know what they're doing. This one's a fragment. My jacket, we don't know what's happening to it. Fragment. It was all in Hermione Granger's imagination. We have it as our subject, was all in Hermione's imagination. This one is a complete sentence. So I hope this is helpful for you looking at pronouns and dialogue. And as always, if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out.